darkness surrounds us. It's time to light up the night. It's time for Zero Dark 30 with John.
Yay! Cut out the jibber jabber. Cut out the jibber jabber. Don't be babbling like a fool. Say what you got to say. That's all. Then shut your dang pie hole.
Hey everybody, welcome back to the Prepared Mind channel. It is Friday, and that means tonight is, well, the Friday free-for-all. And Sunday night is the zoo. That's right, so that'll be at 6 p.m. Eastern time, but I tell you folks, we got a weekend full of action planned that I'll be sharing with you guys later, because we got to go take a look. Here, this one is about the price of freedom. Nothing is free. Freedom isn't free. It really isn't. Freedom isn't free. But the price of freedom, folks, is especially high when it's hit the fan. It is especially high. I'm going to start with a sports story. A super athlete, an NBA player. You're like, NBA, stupid jerks. Yeah, stupid jerks. Well, one of them decided that he was going to stand up to the People's Republic of China, speak out against the Chinese Communist Party, human rights violations. Remember that China and the deep state, they're both involved in the cerveza bug madness that took place in this country and around the world. Both of them heavily involved, right? The Wuhan lab, Dr. F, that little turd. Yeah. Well, this NBA player spoke out against them. And he has now come out and said, you know, that cost me about $50 million in contracts and endorsements. $50 million is what his manager, professional sports manager, says he lost because he decided he was going to be not politically correct, but rather spiritually correct, right? So I don't know what other things this guy has said because I don't really care. You know, if he said other things or if he's just a hypocrite on one hand and a good guy on the other. In this case, he's the good guy. We'll talk about his good guy side. $50 million. He says, you know what? I sleep well at night knowing he made the right decision. Right? Speaking up. The price of freedom, folks, is very high. It always has been. The signers of the Declaration of Independence did not have a comfortable, smooth life after signing that document. People who fought against the cerveza bug lockdowns paid a heavy price for that freedom, for exercising the freedom. They were attacked for exercising their freedom and demanding their rights. They were attacked by the police. They were attacked by government. They were attacked by media. They were attacked by people in their own neighborhoods. Attacked, folks. It's very common, is it not? There's a price to pay. There is no free ride. Freedom isn't free. And when shit hits the fan, it is far worse. Okay? Think of all the cerveza bug. We said, hey, that's it. Shit has hit the fan. It's bad. Right? That's what we saw. It's bad. Businesses were shut down. People's lives were destroyed. Retirements were ruined. Families were split up. And since then, we've been divided more and more as a country. There's two sides to this, folks. There's the side that says, whatever you want, Uncle Joe Biden, Uncle Sam government, whatever you want, we'll give it to you. Because we don't have any moral convictions. And the other side says, we're not going to do what you say. We have our rights. We have our liberties. You're full of shit, and we're going to speak up. And they were punished. We were threatened with everything, folks. Social castigation. We were threatened with losing all of our investments. We were threatened with losing our rights, even the ability to go to the store. They were saying you can't do whatever you want because it's a health emergency. And I just want to touch on this one real quick. Well, you see, if it's a pandemic threat, if it's a health emergency, you can't see it. See, that's what makes it so scary. The pandemic is a boogeyman because you can't see it. You can't tell it's there. So they tell you it's there. The boogeyman is real. And then they show you some pictures of people who fell down. And they said, the boogeyman did that. Right? Well, the price of freedom, folks, is telling them, no, I don't believe you and your boogeyman bullshit story. They attacked people. They went after people. Now, we're going to go a little further with this. I'm going to bring it down to home. Price of freedom in HTF. Mad Max. Things get really nasty. They can get really nasty really quick, too. And it is extra dark today. 00 dark 30. When it gets nasty out there, folks, when we end up with another summer of love, another summer of love type scenario where cities are burning, it looks like France. In fact, France right now is deploying thousands and thousands of soldiers for Bastille Day in case the rioters want to get even louder and more destructive and even more fiery. But when shit hits the fan, folks, the price of freedom is going to be you standing up for your rights individually. And it could be on your way to work. It could be at work. There's going to be Mad Max. People are going to be trying to go to work, doing their jobs, living their lives, paying their bills. But there's going to be Mad Max happening around us, just like it did in the summer of 2020. You could be trying to demonstrate and tell others, hey, get the hell out of my face. I have rights. I have freedoms. As they stand in front of your house. The price of freedom, folks, is big. It is a big bill, and America and the world are going to continue to find out just what it costs. How expensive it is. It is extremely, folks, expensive. And we've been living our lives, you and I. And I know what I felt my whole life, how free I felt, how good the world felt. Right? It seemed like freedom was free. Right? I never, ever took it for granted. But I certainly never considered, right, to the extent that I do now, how expensive it is. Because it is, folks. You're going to have everybody in your neighborhood that isn't a prepper pissed off at you for being one. That's right. I'm not saying you're a bad guy. I'm saying that's the price of freedom. Free thought, free action, free everything. They're going to be coming after you. If not personally and with weapons, psychologically, right? Socially. You've got food, others don't. You've got power, others don't. You've got guns, others don't. You know what's going on, others don't. You have communications, radios, others don't. That's a benefit of freedom. There's a price to it, isn't there? The ire, anger, and frustration of others is going to be directed at you. It will be directed at you. And for doing nothing more than exactly what you should have. That's the price of freedom, folks. It is. Whether you're a basketball player losing millions of dollars for saying what needs to be said, or whether you're an everyday Joe, just like me. I'm just an everyday Joe. Except my name's John. And there's a price for standing up and telling people about freedom. I pay it every day. I pay it every single day. I see how it affects my life in a very negative fashion. I hear about it from people all the time. That's the price, though, folks. That's what we all pay. I'm going to be going down to Fort Myers, Florida. I'm going to be taking a look around. I'm going to be down there with some good friends. I'm going to take a look, right? Take a look at the disaster zone. I'll see you guys when I get there, I guess. But between now and then, right, we're going to have the free-for-all Friday. And then I got a long, long road trip. I'll see you guys later. Semper Fi. Freedom, folks. Freedom. God bless America.